Look at these other podcasts out here with a point. Doing interviews, trying to educate you, or change the world. No, we don't do that here. Here, we look around, see things, go places, do things, and round up the best so you can forget the rest. Here, we rank 'em up.
Welcome back to Rank 'em Up. Welcome into the show. This is the show where we rank things. We talk about our rankings. We sometimes argue about our rankings. If you listen to the last episode, you might know that. And who does that arguing? Don, welcome to the program. How you doing, Don?
I'm great.
Gilberto, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
And Lilo, how are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to watch the salt on Don over here.
Well,
It's not if I'm trying to be entertaining. I'm trying to be Don't we listen to shows to be entertained instead of, what are you talking? Ambiguous nothing? All right.
Well, we hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for joining us again after the holiday. We're thankful for you, like we said last week, but we appreciate you. Keep coming back and sending us your lists and sending us your ideas and being a part of the show. And Don, how can they go ahead and do that, just to remind the folks?
Follow Rank 'em Up on Twitter at Rank 'em Up, at RANKEMUP. Go to Facebook, facebook.com/RankEmUp, Stitcher app, and YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can watch all the archives. Listen to all the archives. And, just the mind of Don. And it's fun. It's fun to me. Anyway.
And if you enjoy it, and if you enjoy this program, please give us a subscribe. Give us a comment, a review on iTunes. That stuff really helps us out, helps more people find the show. The more reviews and comments, the higher rated we get on iTunes, the more people see us, and the more people that will send us topics to review that you might like. So thank you for doing that. We appreciate that. And let's see here. Who ate the most turkey at Thanksgiving? Let's see.
How about who is the one that didn't eat any turkey at Thanksgiving?
You know what? Touche. I'll start.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I did not eat any turkey.
Who ate too many deviled eggs at Thanksgiving?
You know what?
Yeah.
my wife would say I probably did. All right, so this week we are talking about a very abstract topic, something that you probably dream about, something you probably have thought deeply about, laying in bed at night or in the shower, things you would do with $1 million. And I kind of like this topic because if you won the lottery and you won, a gob of money, $500 million, say, you could do pretty much whatever you want. $1 million, you actually have to think about it because you can't just go willy-nilly. You actually have to put some planning into it, right? It's not just...
Yeah. You can't do that in an afternoon. You can't. Brewster's Millions, the movie with Richard Pryor, did. But, kind of not possible.
You're not just going to say, hey, I want to go buy the Broncos. You got to actually put some thought into what you're doing.
Yeah, a bank wouldn't clear that anyway. They would be like, they'd be asking questions.
They would, right.
This seems shady.
This is young money here.
Yes.
Right.
All right, so I'll start. My number 5, and although this might be the boring of the things on my list,
oh man,
it's probably the most important to me. So I would take 10% straight off the top. 10% straight off the top, give it to the church. My church gave it 10%. I'd have 900,000 left over, and that'd be done. I'd be done. I wouldn't even think about it. Just
nice,
straight off the top. Cut 10%. Take it to the church. Here you go, priest. We're good.
That's about 10%.
Yeah. Here you go. Thanks for all you do. Buy a new air conditioning system.
Right. I hope this pays for the sound system. Thank you.
It was very hot at my wedding.
Oh, jeez.
I would like an air conditioning system. Please.
Oh man.
Make it happen.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. 10% off the top.
Nice. That's a good one.
That's my number 5.
Right.
Lilo.
Oh, my turn.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so like Craig was saying, $1 million isn't a ton of money these days. It does take a little bit of forethought to figure out what you're going to be doing with that $1 million, if you're going to invest it, if you're going to turn that million into additional millions down the road. There are a number of stories of lottery winners who have blown through their entire winnings.
That's a
on-
common thing.
on stupid things.
I watched that. I watched one of those shows, and I remember a guy. He started his own wrestling promotion, and he lost it all.
That's so amazing.
That doesn't surprise
It's
me.
been
Right.
a fun 3 months.
Right. Why wouldn't you do that?
He was on top of the world for 3
He
months.
totally was.
Jimmy Hart, what's that dude name? Jimmy, the old manager. You guys know what I'm talking about? The dude with the honky tonk man. He was his manager.
It's real to me.
Yeah. Anyway, that's like early '90s. I can't even remember the guy's name, but he was in that. He was in the guys paid for
That's so awesome.
World Wrestling event. Yeah, whatever. There you go.
So the theme of my list is going to be stuff that's actually really kind of practical and kind of mundane, actually. So yeah, I don't have anything like super fantastico, unfortunately, but that's the top 5 things that I came up with. So my number 5 item, buy a PS4.
Yes. You could buy a few of them.
That's right. I would
You buy a solid gold PS4.
I totally could. I would walk into the store and have my $450. I'm like, hey, or I guess $500.
You could roll up to Taco Bell and say, I want to win this contest.
Right. You will give me the gold PS4. Why? Because I've got money. Yeah, I'd walk in and be like, hey, I want a 1 or 2 terabyte PlayStation 4 with these games. And they'll be like, okay, that'll be whatever money. I'm like, all right, you want that in 10s and 20s. So, yeah.
It was Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart. That's who it is. The manager. That guy was in it.
That guy's
Would you
awesome.
buy any games with that PS4? Or just,
No games. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
Yeah,
That's
Destiny.
a little much. I mean, $450.
I mean, we got to get
You got a
kinda
budget. You
realistic
got a budget here.
Right.
you gotta buy braces for your kid.
Right.
Okay.
Little Timmy needs a new crutch. All right. All right.
Dang.
No.
I mean, you could maybe afford surgery at that point. You don't need to have crutches
That's true.
anymore.
That's true. That's very true.
Maybe a nice motorized wheelchair. Sorry.
I'd be able to afford that. So yeah, buy a PS4, probably a handful of games. I don't know. Probably the cheap games.
You probably buy Destiny, right?
I would probably buy Destiny.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? To add on to the PS4, I'd probably also buy like a 3DS or something so I can jump on the Pokemon bandwagon
That's
too.
a good idea.
Because I've been meaning to do that since episode 1. But there's without buying an additional console, there's no way to play Pokemon.
You should probably buy the 3DS first, and then you wouldn't want to buy the PS4.
I will make this statement right now. If I win the lottery, I will play Pokemon with you, Craig.
Oh, thank you. I
There you go.
appreciate that.
There you go.
We all 4 should have
Yes.
it, and we should play during recording.
Exactly right. Hold on, guys. I'm in the midst of a heated battle.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, just 1 second. Actually, yesterday, my in-laws came in town, and I did not know exactly when they were coming. So I was like, all right, I got enough time to raid. I got enough time to beat the boss.
Psych.
And we were on the he had a sliver of health left, and we had 3 guys down, and we just didn't do enough damage, and we lost it. And then the very next try, they hear my dog going crazy, and then they came in, and I'm like, just give me 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. I did that. And
Did the intervention finally happen?
no, we were good. They were happy, so it was cool, man.
Awesome.
I got them their presents, and everybody was happy and healthy.
Did you win that time?
Yes, we did.
Nice.
And I got a 310. I got the highest level artifact and gun, and I got it's an amazing machine gun. And
What gun?
It's called the Quilliam's.
Oh, yeah. Quilliam's.
Yeah,
something or other.
Yeah. And
Nice.
and oh man, and it hit. And I got the rocket launcher earlier in the week, so I'm good. I'm good on those weapons for the anyway.
Nice.
Sorry, finish your number 5.
All right.
Nope, I'm good. Buy
Okay.
PS4, buy games.
Well,
Don, you're number 5.
I decided to actually have ideas. So anyway, stay with me here.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
Stay with me here on this one. Stay with me here, everybody. All right, we're gonna go on a little roller coaster. Okay,
Oh, boy.
my first idea.
So is
was
your number
$1
5?
million. Yes, number 5. So
Okay.
excuse me. At Rank 'em Up on Twitter. At Rank 'em Up. And by the way, this is a great idea. I feel like this is a wonderful idea. I would get a trophy case made. All right, trophy case.
I know where this is going.
In my trophy case. Well, first of all, I'm gonna have to get a bust. I'm gonna have to get my own Hall of Fame bust of bronze with my hair.
Yes.
With a Colorado Old Rockies hockey logo on it to put on top of my trophy case. It will include all my championship moments, including fantasy sports, my 3 Denver City League titles in football. That's a lot, man. Anyway, I've won every susceptible fantasy league, baseball, football, hockey, whatever. And, my hat trick titles, 8 time in a row youth team. And just to give you highlights.
Are you gonna
Just a highlight.
11 times.
Are you gonna make trophies for that or what?
He's going on a journey here.
There'll be
Right.
plaques.
This is a word
there'll
journey.
Be plaques that can be, that can be like inscribed upon, just like the Stanley Cup. You put the new people's names there. There will be space to expand the trophy case, Caberto. All right. Don't worry about it. All right. It's my vision.
I like this idea. Actually.
My vision.
It's actually kind of cool.
My hat trick
I'm with
champion. 8 time. At the top of the list, is my hat trick 8-time youth league champions. There's guys
Craig
that
is rolling
played.
his
They
eyes.
never didn't know the sting of finishing in second place. They won it 8 times in a row. It was almost 2 years. 8 in a row, man. That's better than Sir Alex Ferguson. And of course, my FIFA 13 C38 tournament, championship. I was unbeatable that night. I was unbeatable. I was not beaten.
10-year-old kid.
I was not beaten. First of all, who plays video games more than a 10-year-old kid?
True story.
Right. And by the way, who beat you?
Shut up your face.
What happened to the championship? So that's why you can't say anything. Can't say anything. I beat you, and you know what? I'm done. I'm done with FIFA forever, man. I have my glory, I have my ring. I'm like Keyshawn Johnson. You know what, man? I'm good. I have my title. You can't take that away from me. And I was unbeatable that night. I had the right mix of beer and sticky fingers from the grease food oil and the Xbox controller. And
Nice.
man, Caberto, he cried. He hates me for it. But you know what? That'll be in the trophy. Not that I'm gonna have to change my trophy up a little bit and like maybe fold the jersey. But I don't know. I got a plaque already for that one. Maybe I'll just leave that one separate. But it's going to be in my foyer for the rest of my life.
I like the personal trophy case. I like that.
personal
Yep,
trophy case,
I like it.
including a Hall of Fame bronze bust. There you go.
That's good.
Number 5.
I
Hall
enjoy
of
that.
Fame bronze bust.
Yes.
I like
Yes. Yep.
that. Mine would include my coloring contest wins when I was a child.
To go back to,
I would do
I
that.
think I did a spelling bee. Anyway.
Awesome. Well, mine joins Craig's what he would do with that money, and I would take 10% of that, and I would give it to my church. Whatever they need to do, if it includes helping out some needy people, some needy families, you know what? I am all for it. I don't care. 10% of that goes to the church.
10% off the top.
Yes,
Take
sir.
it.
I'm buying a PS4. Just
Well,
buying a luxury item.
once I give that 10%, then we can have a little fun. My number 4 is that fun for me. I have long since had a gripe against a piece of public art in Denver, and I would launch a covert operation to get rid of this piece of art and replace it with a much better piece of art that I would have commissioned by some local artist. I don't know who. I would take bids, and they would make me samples of what their idea would be, and I would commission to make a huge, humongous statue that would replace Lucifer at DIA.
I love this idea.
Oh, the demon horse of DIA.
The demon horse of DIA would be gone in the middle of the night. I'm not sure how we'd get it out of there, but with $1 million, I'm sure I
I'm
could
sure you
figure it
can
out.
figure it out. Yeah.
And I would replace it with a statue of John Elway pointing
You know,
at the
that's
Rockies.
wonderful.
Yes. That
He made this town.
The first thing you see when you get to Denver should be John Elway,
Right.
not a demon horse named Lucifer.
yes.
I will make that happen. Vote me governor. Vote me mayor. Put me on Denver
So
City
you're gonna use
Council.
public money for this?
I will make it happen however it needs to happen.
I will gladly pay taxes towards that.
I will earmark it on the National Western Stock Show Complex bill. I will
Yes.
earmark that.
Actually,
Yes, you should.
I was thinking, I actually had this similar thought, Craig, and I was thinking, because they've been showing like the Ring of Fame and stuff. We had a lot of Ring of Fame ceremonies this year.
Yes.
Pat Boland going in. But by the way, the greatest owner, maybe of all time. Anyway, what about we should, I was thinking either have some, the wild horses, the big sculpture with the wild horses.
with the wild horses.
We'll put some of those, like that guy, whoever did that,
To do
bring
the
him
John
over
Elway
there.
scrub.
Yeah, with like horses running, like that would be awesome.
Oh, totally. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, the
Stampede.
helicopter pose would be cool when you with John Elway just up in the air. When
yeah.
you drive underneath Elway on the highway.
That's a big.
That would be huge.
It'd be like the Colossus of Rhodes, man. It would be across both sides of the highway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you know that Blues for killed its artist?
Yep.
I know that.
Yeah, it's that.
We
thing
have
is
to get rid of that
demon
thing.
horse,
and it needs to be
It
replaced.
cost
with John
more
Elway.
than $2 million for that. That's how much we paid.
Wow.
so crazy.
I'm thinking 77 feet tall, just because of the
And
seven.
that was
Oh,
not the
absolutely.
installation. That was not the installation of the horse either. That's how
Nope,
much the
that
guy
was pure
charged Denver.
construction. Yeah,
That's how much the guy charged Denver to do that. We paid $2 million. Whatever.
77 feet tall for
Dude,
number 7.
If we had a mayor or like a governor that took that up, he could be reelected every time.
Every
We would
every
change
time.
the rules.
That
to
would
just
be
have
my
him-
campaign. That's my campaign.
Get rid of
If you
Lucifer.
did that and said get rid of the red light cameras, like
I would never-
That's
Oh, man,
$1
you
million
would-
idea right there.
You would win every election.
You know how when you're a kid you play all-time quarterback. When you don't have enough
Exactly.
players to play,
Right.
I would be all-time governor.
exactly.
All-time governor. I'm down with
All
that.
right, I'm done. Number 4.
All right. Number four in comparison for me is incredibly boring. I would again, the theme of my list is practicality.
This is practical. We
It's-
need to get rid of
you're-
Lucifer.
It's very practical.
Yeah.
It's very practical. It's just buy new vehicles for the wife and I. So I drive a '98
Yeah.
Ford pickup truck. It needs a little bit of work. Like it's leaking some kind of fluid out the back. Tires are
back?
basically bald. Yeah, it's a good time.
It's really amazing you get here every day.
It is.
Dang.
It's not quite rolling death trap status, but it's making its way. It's making its way there. But yeah, that's all. That's all I got for that one. Number 4 is boring.
Do you have specific ones you would get?
I would. Let's see. I would. For the wife, I would actually purchase her a Volkswagen Touareg.
Oh, those are cool.
Those are nice.
Those
Yeah.
are gas guzzler and they pollute the environment horribly.
They failed emissions, but they're cool.
But they look great.
They
That
do.
company might not be around anymore
Yeah,
pretty soon.
That's very true. And then for me, okay, well, I guess if I had $1 million to blow all the rest of my list aside, I would buy myself a Porsche Panamera.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Panamera is awesome. It's a station wagon, but it's a Porsche
Those are
station
cool.
wagon.
Yeah,
And then of course it would also have the built-in Wi-Fi network
those are cool.
because why not?
Yeah, dude. That's the
Cayennes
wave
are
of the
cool,
future,
too.
man.
Cayennes are cool too.
I would take a Cayenne Turbo.
Yeah,
Yep.
my friend has one, and it's
That's high luxury, dude.
it's fun. But and actually, joking, I do like how the Touaregs look. It's disappointing that a company lied to us, and
Right.
they do not have like 40 miles to the gallon. That makes me angry. But
Yeah, that part is kind of shady.
yeah, whatever.
All right, Don, you're number 4.
Number 4, just being me, having fun. What's a better way to be me than, maybe have one of these companies design a brand for me? Like my own brand, like Don Pablo, DP. That's kind of taken by Dan Patrick.
I can see it in
But
hats.
I got it. Yeah, is it R? I can have Spanish line, Pablo Peligro. English line, Dangerous Don. All right?
No.
DP, and I don't know. There might be some kind of homage to Denver, either like the mountain logo, or I don't know, maybe a brown, like a wild horse or something. I feel like that would be a good use of money, because if you have a brand and people know that brand, then we're going to go to that brand. That's how it works. That's
You
how
just wear that brand.
people will know, man. People will know that that's me, Don Pablo brand. I'm, whatever. I would just give them an idea, let them run with it, man. That's what you do. Their thing is to make the brand. I just dim the brand. That's all. That's how it is.
He'd be like the FUBU of
rank 'em up.
of rank 'em up. Yeah,
I hope it's better than
You
that.
roll in here with your
I hope
jumpsuits,
right.
your Don Pablo jumpsuits,
No.
like Al Davis walking around.
Yeah, right.
If I could wear the same thing and have everything be socially acceptable, I would just wear I don't know, probably cargo shorts and just I don't know,
Ain't nothing wrong with cargo shorts.
untucked collared shirt, untucked of course.
I got my Dangerous Don cargo shorts on, guys. Look at this.
Some Birkenstocks. Maybe they can get some cool, comfy sandals.
With the Dangerous Don cargo shorts be
Or
camouflaged?
Pablo, no. I don't do that. I don't do
Because that's
camouflage.
what
I'm classy,
sounds like it
Caberto. I don't
fits.
do. I'm classy, man. I don't do camouflage anything. All right. I do camouflage when I'm in the jungle. Okay.
Oh my god!
When I was in the backwoods of Kentucky, I wore camouflage, crawling through the mud, bullets over the head. That's when I wear camouflage, right? I don't wear camouflage in this civilian application.
Oh my god!
There's nothing dangerous up here unless a crazy person tries to come up to the station and kill us. But whatever, man. We're on their side because we like guns, so they're not coming over here. It's the crazy liberals. I don't know. They got to because you know why people don't come up because they think that everybody at the radio station has guns.
Good.
Some of them do.
Okay.
So you know what? That's why it's safer. That's why it's safer when guns are legal. If there's guns everywhere, because if they think you have guns, the people with guns are not going to try to fight. That's why they say you don't take a knife to a gunfight. They're bringing a gun to a gunfight. They don't want a gunfight. They want to go where there's a knife to a gunfight.
You don't want to bring a gun to a Chuck
so,
Norris fight.
Exactly.
These
and that's
are
why
all
we're safe
personal
here.
political
And that's why
opinions here.
And that's why we're safe here. What?
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 All right.
So I would have my own brand, and it would be awesome. Maybe I could just have my own brand anyway, and it wouldn't cost $1 million.
That's cool.
Put your brand on a gun.
There you go. Moral of the story.
Yeah.
Very
Exactly.
awesome.
Can I just have a true story here really quick? Speaking of branding, an actual iron brand. When I was in Boy Scouts, Camp Dietler is a close Boy Scout camp here in Elizabeth, and one of my scout leaders, we were doing branding on leather. Wood logs, and she got it in the arm, man. She got it in the forearm.
Oh no!
Oh no!
She got it in the forearm, man. And she looks like
she looks thug life.
Right.
like one of those frat brother football players.
Yeah.
Man, that was a rough one. I remember her.
Oh.
I remember that scream. We turned around, and oh man,
That is a rough one.
That's no bueno.
Miss Solomonson, I'm sorry. It wasn't.
Wow.
I didn't have anything to do with it, but I feel bad.
All right, Kiboto, you're number 3.
So I am listening to you guys. I feel like I'm very boring here
Yeah.
because I have
More boring than buying new cars.
Actually, yes.
Oh man.
I actually have the exact amount that I would spend on each of these.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I
You're
do.
like an IRS agent.
So
Are you a CPA on the
trying
side?
to,
Right.
Are you trying to
No.
audit yourself?
Do you
No.
like forms?
no, I'm just
I
saying.
would take my receipts.
So 100,000. So 100,000 obviously would go to my church, right?
From a man who doesn't bake much. You're really specific with these numbers.
Hey man, I'm on a budget. So 50,000 of this would be which would be money that I would have extra to give away. I would give away to people. I would give away to you guys. I would give away to my
Hey.
family.
Can I have
would,
it for?
not all of it. You get a part of it.
You could
So
buy us all 3DSs.
I would buy.
That
you
would
guys-
work.
You know what? If I have 50 people that I would give $1,000 to, so 50,000 would be for people.
for general.
That's not
General, just
boring.
give away. So
That's
you
good
get
nature.
1,000, you get 1,000, you get 1,000. Every 47 more people get $1,000. So that's what I would do.
This is Don. This is Caberto's Oprah Winfrey
Yes.
impression.
So that's what I would do.
Caberto Claus would just be throwing,
Man.
making
Right.
it rain.
Making it
We gotta
rain.
stop with that, Caberto.
Having
We
people
gotta stop
keep
with
it.
the. We gotta stop with the Oprah one, man.
No,
Oprah. It's
because-
Oprah, man.
No, because you gotta understand. I know there's people in need. I know there's people that I know that 1,000 would be just a breath of fresh air, and not
No,
only that.
I'm saying
so,
that's a good idea
yeah. So that's it.
compared to the rest of your list. But enough with the Oprah. Enough with
There
that.
you go.
You
Anyway,
start jumping on couches next.
Maybe. There's
maybe.
a couch in the corner. It might happen.
Actually, yes. But anyway, so that's what I would do with 50,000 of this. $1 million.
So you've got 850,000 left for the rest of
I
your
do
list.
have
All right.
850,000 left.
All right, for me, my number 3, I peruse this website a lot. And I feel like with part of my $1 million or $1 million total, I would like to fund innovators. I would like to fund people that are thinking outside the box, creating things, creating useful things, creating things that people didn't know they need. I would also like to fund people that came up with new games, new ways to play, anything. And this website kind of harbors that. I would go crazy on Kickstarter.
Nice.
Mm.
I can only
love
imagine the
Kickstarter.
prizes that you would get.
I would fund everything.
How much do you need? You get 10,000.
If I found something I liked, I would fully fund it. And I would take all the prizes. If I would go to the next one. I'd click next. What is this? Oh, that's cool. Fund it.
All the prizes.
To give me all of them. What's the next thing? Oh, that is cool. A dice roller? Yeah, I need that. Fully fund it. Give me all the prizes. What do you need? Let's make it happen. I'd be like Shark Tank of Kickstarter.
You would be the Shark Tank.
You'd give me all the prizes.
The nice shark of Shark Tank.
I would be the best Christmas gift giver for years with all this stuff that I took from Kickstarter.
That'd be awesome.
I would
got you a golden egg maker.
Yeah. I really like infomercials, and I feel like this is how the new wave of infomercials are going, is the Kickstarter page.
It's true.
I would go through Kickstarter and just go nuts.
You really
Nice.
like infomercials?
I really do like infomercials.
Set it.
What's that?
And forget it.
Yes, set it and forget it.
On Popio.
I would, yes, go crazy on the Kickstarter by buying everything.
If Slap Chop was on Kickstarter, would you fund the Slap Chop?
Totally.
Nice.
Tater mitts,
Dude,
I'd be in.
What is it? The bullet? The bullet?
The NutriBullet?
The NutriBullet.
Don't you have one of those?
I have the
Yes, you
NutriBullet,
did.
yeah,
You do.
we do.
You
The
need
nutrition
the
extractor.
We have
Margarita of all
perused.
time.
Yes, they are good.
Nice.
So yeah, I
Awesome.
would do that. The Kickstarter.
That's actually really cool. I like that idea. I'd go bananas on it.
Have you ever kickstarted
Kickstarter.
anything?
I have.
I have not, but I've known some people that have.
Yeah.
I have.
I donated $25 to.
Oh, you mean donated to Kickstarter, or had a Kickstarter campaign?
Like got something, like got a product from it.
Oh,
Or-
yeah, I've donated. Yeah, I've gotten stuff off of there.
I got
Yeah.
the coolest thing is coming. It's allegedly coming soon before Christmas, and it's called a Kegulator, and it's like a double size growler, and it has a regulating cap on it that will regulate the CO2,
Yeah, I would have
and
funded
it's
that.
gigantic.
Yeah, that's
and I
pretty
love
brilliant.
It. And
I
I was in
funded
the early backers, and I'm really excited about it because
Nice.
I like to get growlers, and now you like to get growlers too, Craig. So maybe you should
I just
look
think
into
it
that.
would be cool to fund people that are thinking of stuff and innovating in new ways. And
I like that.
Kickstarter kind of provides the way to do that, even though they take a chunk. I mean, no matter what, patents take a chunk, people take a chunk out of that,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
you do.
absolutely.
So I think I would like to see people succeed and get some cool stuff in the process.
Nice. I like it. I dig it. Blah,
Number
blah, blah.
three, Lilo.
Number 3. So this is actually one that is on my, I guess you could call it my bucket list. It's something that I've wanted to do for my entire professional life, and it's calling in well to work. So most people call in and they fake a sickness like, I can't make it, I have meningitis or whatever. And then they don't go to work for a day, and then they come back and everything's fine. I want to be the guy that calls in and says, hey, listen, I feel too incredible today to come into work, so I'm not going to. I'm going to go up to the mountains instead or whatever. I want to call in well to work. I think that would just be awesome. It's kind of like a giant middle finger to corporate America, but you know what, whatever.
And do you think you would get fired, and that's why you would need the $1 million?
Yeah, kind of. Because, like, I mean, it's a ballsy move, right? To just call in and be like, you know what, I'm just flat out not coming today because I don't want to.
I'm trying to think how that would go over at my job. I don't know. It could either go over really well or really bad. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
I know with my current job, I could probably get away with it right now because my boss is super laid back. But still, I would like to have the backing of some additional fundage just in case
Yeah.
something went sour.
You'd have a lot more confidence doing it.
Exactly.
I think the first time it'd be okay, and then
Well, yeah, this is
you
this
called
is
it
kind
well
of
again.
right. This is kind of be a one-time shot, right?
Well,
so it's
Craig's not here again. He's feeling too good.
feeling too good to be at work again.
Exactly.
God, he's probably up in the mountains or something.
Hate that
He's
guy.
at the businessman's baseball
that
game.
guy.
Yeah.
All right, my
So,
number
yeah.
3.
There you go.
I like sports. It's a dream of mine to have a championship ring. It's also a dream of mine to have a pinky ring. Although I wear no jewelry. There's no jewelry here. I don't think you've ever known me to wear jewelry. Right?
Correct.
Okay, so first thing I would do with $1 million, I would commission jewelry replicas of championship rings that I would like to wear, including the Second Broncos ring, the second Avalanche ring, the 2001 ring. Maybe the Cleveland. Maybe I'll make a Cleveland Indians fake championship up that we should have won in 1997. But stupid Jose Mesa is a horrible relief pitcher. Whatever.
Maybe you could wear the AL championship ring.
No, not wearing that. We should have won the title, and I'm making up my own, and then I'll just wear it, and then whatever. So I would have custom jewelry pieces commissioned of championship rings I like to wear. Would I act like I was on those teams? I don't know. Would I have enough money to act like I was a sports athlete? Maybe for a day.
If you had your jumpsuit on with your brand on it, people might buy it.
There's no jumpsuits. I don't understand where you guys get jumpsuits from. There's no camouflage. Have you ever seen me wear camouflage?
No, come on, man. It goes with the Pablo Peligro or the Dangerous Dawn, right? I mean,
it's true.
Come on.
There's a level of camo that's kind of expected.
Yeah.
Well, if I did that, and this is just an aside from my other aside, I would get a hat made that fits me. Maybe I would have a camouflage hat, all right?
Would you commission rings to be made of your hat trick championships?
Yeah, that smirk says yes.
But
Division 5 champ.
I would like to have like a medal around my neck with all this information on it. I think that would be awesome. Then people would ask me, "Hey, man, what's that about?" And then I could go, "Man, 2014.
You don't even know.
Heck of a year. Jeez, back the wire to wire.
Division 4 was tough, bro. Division 4 was tough.
2014, man. My youth system was top notch.
Things I've seen.
No one knows the struggle.
Exactly. So,
All that would live in your trophy case, of course, right?
Yeah, it would be there, and I'd be hanging out, and I'd put my hat on my head bust, and that'd be like my hat tester.
My hat tester. Does it fit on my bust?
I hope so. Yeah, exactly.
If not, boom, get out of here.
Get out of here.
It'd be a size 8 1/4, and you can see I just got a new hat, and actually I had to rip this hat right here. See, I didn't even notice it until a day later. But I had to rip it to fit, and it doesn't even stretch anymore. And I barely had this for like 3 days. And this is a large, extra large, and it doesn't stretch. So there you go. That's how I have to wear hats. Nobody knows that struggle, except for Bruce Bochy.
All right.
Andre the Giant, maybe.
Number 2.
Andre the Giant, definitely.
I'm sure he does.
Rest in peace.
Well,
Rest in
like
peace.
I said, it does
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
You got 850,000
I got
left.
850,000 left.
And no sense.
In no sense.
Right. Everything's in even dollars.
You get a cash register like ring.
You know what? Maybe I should.
Yeah.
100,000 of these would be, maybe I am planning on, having a family. 100,000 of this would go into college funds for a kid or a couple kids. 100,000 would go for a college fund because I never had that opportunity. I never got financial aid because when I was 18, when I didn't qualify for financial aid because I did not have papers to live in this country.
Oh.
Therefore, you know what? I am going to prevent my kids from going through this. So 100,000 would go for college funds.
I can respect that.
Thank you.
College is going to be really expensive.
Yes, it is.
It's
really expensive.
I have nightmares about that.
Yeah, me too.
Come on, scholarships.
Exactly. It's like, come on, you just got to get a scholarship.
At least you guys qualified for them. I couldn't back then.
Please be really good at sports or super smart. Please.
Right. Just something that gets you free money, please.
Yeah, exactly. All right, my number 2 is something that I would like to experience with my wife. My wife, before we had children, she worked at a photography store. She was way into photography. She loved taking pictures, and she never really had the greatest of gear to do that. But she worked around it. She really wanted to experience more of photography. And so in a couple of shows ago, we talked about places we like to go to visit before we die. And I would like to take a trip across the USA, across Europe, hit up all these places that I'd like to visit. And I would like to buy her a camera along the way so she could take pictures of this stuff. But also, it's not always fun to take pictures when you're experiencing things and going places and doing things. I wouldn't want her to have to worry about that. So I would hire a photographer to go with us on this trip and just document and take pictures of us everywhere so we don't have to. So we can live in the moment, experience these places as they were meant to be, not with your head in a phone, not behind a lens trying
Selfie
to
stick.
Yeah, not doing any of that stuff. I would hire a photographer to follow us around wherever we went and take pictures of us.
That is a very creative, well thought out idea, Craig, and I appreciate you doing that.
Thank you.
And speaking of photography, somebody has a new shop on Etsy, and he is a local photographer, and I particularly like the Union Station photo that he took, and he's downtown a lot, so I feel like there's many downtown frames. Now, who started a new shop? Well, that would be my friend Lilo.
Hey.
Yes.
Do you like photography?
Awesome.
That was a laugh track, actually.
I dig it. Thank you for the plug, Dangerous Don. I will purchase your camouflage.
Catch it on already, Caberto. Catch it on already. I should have my own brand of camouflage. I sound like Aziz Ansari in Parks and Rec.
I demand royalties from giving you that idea.
No.
So, I helped you out.
Yeah. So since it's on the table,
Go for it. Yes.
yeah, everyone should go. Yeah, so I started up an Etsy store where I display photography that I've taken around Colorado. It's Lilo's Camera, Lilo capital C for camera. Yeah, check it out. I only have like 10 products out there, but it's gonna grow eventually. And yeah, favorite my store, buy some product, tell a friend, tip your waiter. Okay, I'm done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's my plug.
I would spend some money on not only Kickstarter, but on Etsy, too.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of cool stuff on Etsy.
There's some cool stuff on Etsy, no doubt.
Sorry. Just look up Destiny stuff. Anyway, whatever.
They've got some dice rollers, 3D printed dice rollers. I really want those.
I want one of those so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
The castle one? That
I
one
gotta
was
buy
so
that.
cool.
Oh my
for
gosh, that's
Christmas.
awesome.
Yeah, it's
Gotta
pretty
get
cool.
that for Christmas.
Actually, speaking of Etsy, so Don, when you were talking about branding things without the $1 million, I know some guys on Etsy that can laser engrave weaponry. So, yep, I will hit you up with that info later.
I got
Cool.
Yeah,
Right.
yep. They got their federal licensure. You know what? Hey, listeners, Gray Laser Works on Etsy.
All right. That's cool.
Gray Laser Works, Gray, not EY.
Can I tell a funny story?
This is like craft fair radio.
It is like good times, good times.
Oh man, the muffins. Her muffins are great.
Yeah.
All right. Her warm buns. Okay, quick story. So the radio station, maybe people like guns there. People, love their guns, and so we had one guys. They had a particular advertisement, and their particular product was, we'll make a firing mechanism, and basically not the buttstock. What's it called? The firing mechanism and the trigger, whatever. And there will be no serial numbers.
Oh,
Remember this?
oh man.
Craig, you remember this?
I remember it, yeah.
So that was the actual advertisement that went
man.
on the air. They paid money to the host for live reads, and I'm pretty sure they got shut down by the government in maybe 2 weeks. But it went over the air, and I think they'll still do it for you. We just probably shouldn't advertise it.
Can't be that overt about it.
Right. Something you find on the dark net.
Yeah. The intrawebs.
Right.
Number 3, Lilo.
Number 3.
No, number 2.
Number
I'm
2.
sorry.
Yeah. Number 2 is take a well-deserved vacation to a beach somewhere.
Yeah.
So I would take, and it'd be either or. It'd be just me and the wife, or me and the wife and kids, and we'd go to some beach, but not like a beach, not like a domestic beach, but like a really awesome tropical beach that's foreign, like Fiji or something. And we'd stay in one of those. Hotels where the rooms are like little huts that are on stilts,
Yeah,
that are
cool.
above the water.
Yeah.
And so there's one room that's just a glass floor, and you can see all the fish going by. Yeah, that's what we would do. I mean, that would be a pretty decent chunk of change, for a good week or two of beach time. It's probably like $20,000-$30,000 trip and food and all that.
You could take your 3DS there, and you could still play video games.
I absolutely could. Absolutely could. I probably couldn't take the PS4 though. It's a little bulky.
Nah.
Little
3DS.
bulky.
If you get a
worth
Vita
that.
and you get a quality Wi-Fi connection, you can do remote play. But
That's true. But there's no Pokemon on the PlayStation.
That's right. Yeah.
but I do that because if I'm out of town, because I had the problem of being out of town for Azure Day, and I actually had to go to Best Buy and buy a TV and then take it back the next day because I wanted to see what they were selling.
Yes, I've heard about
That
that.
is devoted.
So then I just bought a Vita so I can just take it with me. Just have a quality Wi-Fi connection. You can do PS4 share, and then you could
At least
solves
you didn't,
that problem.
At least you didn't go to McDonald's.
Solves that problem.
Take it to McDonald's.
Exactly. Some people. I mean, hey man, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do.
Go shorty.
You never know when they're going to
It's
sell
your Zer day.
You don't know if they're going to sell the Gallahorn. You miss out on the Gallahorn, then you're SOL. That's it. You know what? I'm not going to be that guy.
I'm going to party like it's your Zer day.
I'm not going to.
Go shouty.
First of all, that's
It's
got to
your
be on a
Zer day.
T-shirt on the Dangerous Don Pablo Peligro brand.
It kind of has to be.
Yes.
At this point, it kind of has to
I get
be.
royalties off of that. You're number
All right.
2, Don.
I'll give you 1.5%. Okay, you got to stay with me here.
I'm not
Caberto,
funning you. I'm not funning you then.
How dare you? We didn't even negotiate. It's negotiation. Anyway, Caberto, you are a Pro Tools certified technician, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so what is that? That is mixing music, making music sound good.
It's specifically using a Pro Tools software.
For audio
to
production.
get the best
production.
audio quality you can, correct?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, stay with me here. Are you aware who Jimmy Cliff? Does everybody know who Jimmy Cliff is?
You following me, camera guy?
I can see clearly now, right? I can see clearly. Okay. I'm a horrible singer. I'm a bass. Anyway, whatever. So I would first of all, I would somehow convince Jimmy Cliff with my $1 million to re-record everything he's ever done with a new producer / one guitarist. I don't know, maybe some accompaniment. And every single song he's ever done. Every single one. Because it's horrible.
What's wrong with the ones he has?
It's horrible.
Yeah,
it's horrible. It's way too loud. Like, all the instruments in the background are horrible. And there's proof, by the way. There's
It just
proof.
wasn't mixed, right? Mixed
No, it was... No, but he re-released a new CD, and he had the same problem like 2 years ago. And I'm like, who's doing this?
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a terrible producer, it sounds
It's
like.
horrible.
Just ask for the tracks. Just ask for the tracks. We'll remix it.
All right, well, that'll cut the cost. And by the way,
Buy a lot.
and by the way,
Buy a lot.
and by the way, we will make him so much more money. Okay, so you guys have all heard "Redemption Song" from Bob Marley, right?
Yes.
Did you know that was a rock song? That was not intended to be a cappella. It was a rock song. In fact, in Bob Marley's last concert, Bob Marley, it was in Pittsburgh. I know that. He plays it like it was written with the guitar and the drums and everything. And man, it was good. I'm not saying "Redemption Song" is not a good song. I'm just saying compared to that, like Jimmy Cliff, it's horrible. I can't do it. I can't listen to it. Like, okay, so he did a podcast, Guitar Center podcast, where he just did it with his guitar, and it was so much better. And I'm like, why don't we do this? I'm buying, and he has nothing like that for sale. The only reason I saw it because I was searching on the app or podcast app, and I saw him, and I'm like, what the heck, man? That's all.
Just buy the tracks.
I'm just trying to right wrongs here. You want to make money, Jimmy Cliff? You want to keep your name relevant here in the year 2015?
See,
give me your tracks. Me and Caberto will take it. I'll be the middleman. I'll make Caberto do all the work. And then we'll re-release it on iTunes.
we don't even have to involve Jimmy Cliff. You just
buy
go to
the
the
rights.
label.
Just
buy the rights,
Buy the
yeah.
rights. There you go. We'll do it.
It's like Michael Jackson buying Beatles
They
songs.
can't
Just
be
buy the
exactly-
rights.
They
Yeah.
can't
buy
be
the
that
rights,
expensive
exactly.
because
Yeah.
it's mixed so horribly. All right, there you go.
We'll mix
I
it.
will resurrect Jimmy Cliff's career, and me own all the music rights. Thank you.
That is ambitious for $1 million. If you really want to spend the money, why don't you just hire like Timbaland or something?
All right, but
Yeah.
Jimmy Cliff has you're attached to the voice about a lot of
Paul
times.
Wentz or whatever his name is.
Just have him give you a personal concert.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, you can hire Tone Loc apparently for like $2,000 or $3,000.
That's it.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I wonder how much Steve Perry goes for.
More than $2,000 or $3,000.
Really? I mean, I don't know. You don't
Yeah,
get,
you can have
get out of
funky
bed.
Cole Medina at your company party for like $2,000 or $3,000.
I know John Elway doesn't get out of bed for $50,000 or whatever, but yeah. That's a quote.
Gilberto.
Awesome. All right.
Honorable mentions and your number one. What are you going to spend the rest of your... are you on number
I'm
two?
still on number
By
two.
the way,
man.
you thought my
Sorry.
number 2 was interesting. My number 1 is going to be.
I started this, didn't I?
You're
Yeah,
gonna be
I started this mess.
You're gonna be.
Yep,
We're gonna
yep.
have to get lost in the weeds. I'm gonna have to take you guys with me. We're gonna need a guided tour of my number 1.
All right.
How much money do you have left?
I have $750,000 left. $500,000 of this would be
Whoa, that's a big chunk.
going into a new home, which goes into furniture and all the goods for this new home, which is not it's not a high end home in this market, but it's decent.
It's a 1 bedroom.
Yeah, in Denver.
At this point.
And that's fine.
That's a good house in Aurora.
It is. That's fine. You know what? Maybe Greenwood. What is it? Greenwood Village?
Nope.
Oh, negative?
Yeah, no,
no.
not-
Hold on.
You better go to Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, Southeast
I'll
Aurora.
get myself
Parker.
a crappy one. Whatever. I don't care.
Louisville.
But you know what? I have a solution to this. I do have a solution to this. This is only going to add to this. So I will be going into a new home. Not a brand new home, but to a home.
Okay, $500,000
Yes.
I can dig it.
with
There's
furnishings and everything.
Yes. Yes.
There's a
I
small.
Yeah.
There's a small home on like 23rd and Downing in Denver. That's $535,000.
I can.
It's this big.
It's a closet.
I know how to make the other $35,000.
I know a doctor that saved her whole life, and she just got on the market this year. She got a 2-bedroom house 2 blocks away from Trader Joe's on 9th in Colorado, and it's like
Oh,
the
geez.
smallest house ever. And I'm like, dude, you paid. She's like, I paid more than $500,000. And I'm like, damn.
Wow.
If you
fine.
are a
Rough.
listener
That was
outside of
rough.
Denver, do not move to Denver.
Yeah,
please
it's
don't.
ridiculous.
Don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Oh man,
Save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the money. Don't move to Denver.
Exactly.
That's right.
Aurora.
There you go.
Go to Aurora.
My number
the
one.
Union. I hear Commerce City is nice this time of year.
You know what? I'm going to make more money, okay? Sorry. I am. I have the solution for that. So please,
Make
Craig.
more money. Okay.
My number one. It's gonna.
Honorable mention.
Yeah, I'll do some honorable mentions. Actually, let's do that. Honorable mention. I would like to, with this $1 million, start a scholarship for some poor kids that are thinking about vocations. I'm a big fan of vocations. I think people, a lot of times that might have a calling, they don't do it because going to seminary, going to be a nun is expensive, and you have to fund that, and it's a pain to do that. I would like to set up not just a scholarship, but I don't want people to write an essay why they want to. I want some kind of cool thing, maybe like a FIFA tournament, or for like poor kids that think they have vocations to play a FIFA tournament. If you win, you get a scholarship to go to seminary.
Beatbox off
That'll be
for
competitive.
seminary.
That'll be
Yeah,
competitive.
that would
I
be
like
awesome.
That would be
Some
great.
kind of funky way.
I'd like it.
I would do something cool like that.
I like it.
Another honorable mention is I would buy the house I grew up in and restore it in my old neighborhood. My grandma's house that she grew up in. It's still there, but it's in rough shape. I drive by there every once in a while, and it hurts. It hurts my heart to see that it's been kind of run down. Also, I don't know if you know, but there's a new video game coming out next year. It's called Pokemon Go, where you can catch Pokemon
Really?
in real life.
IRL
We should start
Pokemon.
selling
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that. I haven't
don't know
heard
if you
of
know
this at
that.
all.
And I would like to take a few weeks off of work when that comes out and travel around the world and catch all the Pokemon.
Because Craig will catch them all.
I will. I would like to catch them with the augmented reality that they are performing. So I would take a few weeks off of work when that video
Nice.
game comes out just to play it.
So you're gonna buy the virtual reality headset thing? You're gonna get into
No, it's
that?
on the phone.
Yeah, it's on a phone.
It's an app on the phone, and there's a watch
just,
thing
like-
too.
Yeah, there's a
Think
watch
the
that
camera-
interacts
does
with
the
it.
camera connect to it, or
Well, yeah, you open up and it's like supposedly the camera shows like it's augmented reality. So you look through the phone and wherever you're looking there, yeah,
that's cool.
it'll tell you there's a Pokemon in 20 feet that way or
Because
something.
virtual reality is the next big thing in video games,
Yeah.
and I think that No Man's Sky is going to be one of those.
That No Man's Sky looks awesome.
That
Yeah.
man, that looks pretty sweet. That would be
Yeah,
what I
it's
would
in-
spend my $500 on.
I would like,
early on.
I would like,
yeah, the headset's $500. Yeah,
Right.
I would like take off with a month of work and have somebody else take off a month of work. Lilo, you take off a month, and we
Do
would
it.
play No Man's Sky and just try and find each other.
Yes. Where are you?
Yes.
Where are you?
Just try and find each other for the whole month.
something.
For the whole month. See if we can
See if
do
we
it.
can ever do it. Just
Yeah.
ever. Nice.
For my real number one, it's a little more tame than that. Speaking of my grandma, who was a big impact in my life, and she was one of the people that raised me. She had the most probably impact on my life. She was great. The church in my neighborhood where I grew up, my whole family was married, buried, did all our sacraments there. We grew up in this church, and our whole family's done everything there. The priests know us. Everybody knows us. That's just where we go. That church is kind of plain. There's no like real fanciness about it. They don't have air conditioning, like I said before. I would put air conditioning in there if they wanted to do that with the $100,000 I already gave them. Sure, it's not required. But I would do this specifically with my number one thing. I would put stained glass windows in that church. There's not one stained glass window in that church, and I would like to commission some really cool stained glass windows with the little metal plaque things underneath it.
Yeah.
In memory of all my family members that have died, and I would put them all along the windows. And
Catholic church with no stained glass windows.
yeah, I've never
Really?
Yeah, no stained glass windows.
That is fascinating.
It's in a poor neighborhood where we grew up, and it's just a very plain church. And I would like to put some. It's always been a dream of mine, even since I was a little kid, just sitting there looking out the window, not paying attention, kicking my feet at the pew in front of me,
right.
jumping and dancing on the kneelers.
Yeah.
Why are there no stained glass windows in here? I would put some stained glass windows in there.
Man, that's interesting.
And I don't know how much those cost.
That's a good call, though.
I have no idea how much those cost, but I assume it's not cheap.
I would imagine not.
Because I don't know that
Depends
there's
on how
many
big they
artisans. I don't know
Yeah.
that there's people that do that anymore, you know?
Yeah, you could probably find a.
That would be a good vocation to learn for these children.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Beatbox for stained glass artists.
That's right. I feel like they might put Run DMC on one. You know?
If you can rap and do stained glass thing, I mean,
There is a
That's
priest.
it. Game over.
There's a
Renaissance
priest that is a
man.
rapper. His name is Father Pontifex. He's a rapper and priest. He's pretty cool.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
check him out.
That's awesome.
There you go.
Christian rap is my favorite.
It's good times. Good
Father
times.
Pontifex is like spoken word and rap. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Anyway, that's my number one. Stained glass windows at my church.
Cool. I didn't have any honorable mentions for mine. I couldn't think of anything that would be like considered an honorable mention. Yeah, so there's that. My number one thing that I would do with whatever remaining money that I had that I didn't already like invest off somewhere or something. Once we got back from our trip to Fiji, either me and the wife or me and the whole family, I would take that and I would figure out what all of my debts were and I would just pay it all off. I'm like, that's it. I'm free of all of you. And now any money that comes in will just be actual income instead of, oh, look, I just made some money and there it goes.
Like when I was a teenager.
Exactly. Like just having that there's a level of happiness / peace that comes with no overhead.
There's no stress.
There's no stress, right? Yeah. And I mean, it's a different, and granted, yes, it is a very visceral, only on this earthen plane kind of a stress-free lifestyle. But I mean, still, that level of stress I would like to have, at least for this mortal plane, is just to not have any debts and just kind of have all the income come in be just actual income that we can use and not have to worry about necessarily. So,
well, you may not have an income once you call in happy a few
Yeah,
times.
true.
Then you
True
go on a
story.
trip to Tahiti for 2
right, and then basically I'd be screwed. So whatever works. I'll just play Pokemon all day. There's no money
That's
in that.
what I'm talking about.
That's how my brother lives. Anyway, won't get into that.
You're number one, Don.
Honorable mentions first, excuse me. Honorable mention, give it to a charity, buy land, save it, start a business, or buy anything from a bank, whatever. But the honorable mention, I was mad or sad that I couldn't put on the list because I made the list all about me, basically, about what things I would write around. Commission a board game, specifically Hat Trick, because
Yes, that needs to happen.
it's really one of the biggest regrets of my life, and I was saying that shows you how
Put it on Kickstarter and I'll fund it.
Yes, Craig will throw lots of money at that
Yeah,
one.
if we put that on the Hat Trick forums, I bet you we get some people.
Totally.
Oh, you would get some.
If they just did a
backers.
printing of 100, like anyway. So our commission a board game. Those are my honorable mentions. But you got to stay with me here because it's kind of gets a little convoluted because I made a backstory for everybody.
In a world where Don makes up backstories.
So I was like, all right, $1 million. It doesn't go that far in TV production, but I decided to change the ending of a television show, or just have like a retrospective of what happened to the Saved by the Bell cast in their characters, the characters of Saved by the Bell.
Oh, nice.
But okay, so I can't do the whole production and like, we do a Dateline NBC thing where all you have to do is interviews and then like have two like stand-up pieces where Keith Morrison has his hand in his pocket and he's sending. Anyway, so I'd have a Dateline, and so the story is Mr. Belding retired. He became a private eye because, what else is he doing? He's a principal. He's making money. Private eye, he keeps him interested. So he's a private eye. And he got a big case and he uncovered something. He figured out that Screech was a serial killer. And the Dateline is about how he caught Screech. But then he had, because, on Dateline, their thing is they show the story. Then they show the friend who's annoying, and he was a great guy. I don't know what happened, or in the you get the cop, and they go in the interview room, and just what he was saying, just the way he was crying about his wife, just didn't make sense to me. It was hinky, It didn't, and then the interviewer's like, well, I mean, that's just the affect of the person. No, you just didn't understand. Whatever. So you have that, and then you have, I made up stories for all of them. Zach, he's a union hand on a movie set. L.A. He's a union hand. Didn't really pay attention in school. But he's friends with people. So we got his connections. He got a union job. That's a pretty good gig. I'll take it. Whatever. AC Slater, he was wrestling. He's a famous wrestling coach / actor. Lisa, of course, she married a doctor. She was really smart. She got a doctor. She got doctor money. Kelly Kapowski, all-American girl, married a movie producer. That's very, that could happen.
Right.
And Jesse, you ever seen the movie Showgirls? I mean, it's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate what happened to her.
That's pretty true.
And it was funny because they said 25 years ago, I believe 2 days ago, was the episode where she was addicted to caffeine pills. And, she had the addictive personality.
Oh, yeah.
So it makes sense, right? So I would have a Daylight NBC special explaining what happened to the characters on Saved by the Bell, and that would make me laugh a lot.
I feel like AC Slater would be the gym coach at Bayside.
Gym coach.
Yeah.
You know what?
He would be the gym coach at Bayside. Take it way too seriously. Wear sweats all day.
Right.
Just you yell angry cliches at
Yeah.
people. Well, you're not giving it 100% today.
When I came here, we took pride in wearing the Bayside.
You take it match by match, point by point. That's what we do here.
So you would essentially fund a gritty reboot of Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm down.
There you go. That's my number one, man.
All right.
Gritty reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. Fun things to do with money.
Awesome.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Saved by the Bell, the adult years.
Awesome. Well, my number one.
Craig made water come out of my nose.
So I've been very predictable, and I will be. I don't have any honorable mentions. Not that I'm boring. I guess it's just because
How much money do you have left?
I have $250,000. And by the way, that $500,000 that I had left for that house doesn't necessarily have to be in Denver market. Maybe it could be somewhere else. Because
maybe you can move back to Mexico.
Maybe I can
move back to Mexico. Never to be heard from again.
And maybe taking that money to Mexico, with that $250,000 that I have left would be used to generate more income, starting up a business. Maybe a restaurant, maybe putting up a recording studio, maybe doing something else that would generate that other $35,000 that maybe I need for that downtown little blocks in Denver on 29th. But, starting up stability, long-term stability, I would...
You start a business.
I like the recording studio idea. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
That invigorates a couple things. So, it would invigorate the economy with money, but then it also invigorate the community because then you've got, this really great recording studio. People can come in and make music, and Don's making a mess.
We could record this show there.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. So get some Neumann microphones. Those are only $7,000.
Yeah,
some Avalon preamps. Those are $4,000 preamps.
You ever seen the microphone that Glenn Beck uses? Like
gold plated. Rush Limbaugh.
Jeez, no way.
Yeah.
Is it the Neumann? Do they have Neumann or do they have the RE20?
I think it's the RE.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Now then, that's fine.
That's chump change.
It is chump change. It just looks cool.
If you've got $250K to spend, you can do
Right.
whatever.
Do whatever's.
Yeah, man.
Limbeck
I mean,
literally does have that much to spend.
technology nowadays, we can create the best.
Yeah, the mini mics
sounding,
they have
yeah.
to plug into the iPad work great. Whatever.
If you like our ideas, thank you for listening. If you like our ideas of how you can, how we would spend our $1 million, and you want to send us $1 million, Don, how can they get a hold of us?
Well, you can go to my personal bank and just deposit that at the Pueblo Bank and Trust. But if not, go to Twitter at Rank 'em Up. You can follow all of us from there. We all follow Rank 'em Up at Rank 'em Up on Twitter, Facebook. Like us on Facebook group at Rank 'em Up, facebook.com/Rank 'em Up. Stitcher for the Android people. And, of course, YouTube, where you can find the archives. You can hear me a little less angry. Go to YouTube and Rank 'em Up channel, and I'll be there. We'll all be there.
And we say it every week that we want to see your rankings. We want you to send in what you have to say. But this week, I really mean it. I really want to know what you would do with $1 million.
Yeah. This would be a good one.
I think it'll be fun. I'll retweet you from the Rank 'em Up account and send us your rankings, what you would do with $1 million. Give us a like, give us a retweet, give us a subscribe. All that stuff really helps the show, and we appreciate you guys doing it for us. So for Kevberto, for Don, for Lilo, thank you for listening. This is Rank 'em Up.